Life is changing in so many ways. I know it comes. There's a shadow running through. Okay. I do believe I got one more of these left to help tonight. So about 8 a.m. I arrived at the emergency room at Ballard Swedish Hospital, and when the doctor came in, I was somewhat relieved to see a guy that has that we've had maybe 4 meetings in that emergency room. This is the gentleman who, the day I had a stroke, Labor Day of 2008, he was one of the first responders at the hospital, and he was in charge of getting my IV in, and my veins rolled really bad, and usually on the first stick they just pull it out and try again. But this guy, he kept shoving, finally got it in there, and I couldn't talk for very well for the first 3 days after my stroke, and I was able to ask him later that night of the stroke if he was ex-military, and he said yes. And he said, yeah, well, how do you know? And I tried to explain it to him, but with my temporarily absent vocal skills, I couldn't do it. But I knew he was military because that's how they would do it in the field. When the next guy over there is dying too, you ain't got time to pull out of the vein and try another one. And he was also, well, I've seen him a few times. And I found out later, Dr. Tan told me that I had been very lucky to get the emergency room doctor that I did, because he was animate when they talked on the phone about not letting me be discharged eventually to the street. He said, you cannot let this man go back to the street after the surgery. I don't think you should let him go back to the street now. Pretty big deal. So they tried to find me a place to go all day and all of the night, mostly. And at about 9 p.m. they told me that they had found a bed for me at, strangely enough, Swedish Hospital First Hill campus, where I would be going, and I would be there until my surgery. And I was like, wow, thank you. You know, I think some basketball analyst said, at the end of the day, way too many times, and that's the other day, and it kind of ruined me. But at the end of the day, when all was considered in my situation on the 18th, I think it was the right thing to do to keep me in the hospital. And I'm thankful and grateful and humbled, a little bit in awe of myself, that I got that doctor. And so by midnight I had arrived, you know, and that's, let's figure it out, do the math, folks. That's 16 hours just chilling and illin and pretending to be Bob Dylan at in the ER. And then they got me over to First Hill, and Dr. Chen came in the next morning and verified that I would be there till my surgery, and everything was hunky-dory, as they say. You know, it was a difficult week. You know, I couldn't get around much, so I was confined pretty much to bed, and I didn't have any. My phone died within 10 hours of getting to Cherry to First Hill. I didn't have my charger. I wasn't planning on going to the hospital the morning of the 18th. So it was rough, but you know, it's kind of a first world on steroids rough, you know. So I tried to, you know, I kept myself together, kind of my blessing. So some really cool things happened too in that week in the hospital. Oh, camera's still running. I met a nursing assistant who was named by the Dalai Lama. And she explained to me that he does that a lot. That's the big thing among practicing Buddhists of his branch. That he, if he sees you and you have a baby and you ask him, he will give it a name. And he had done that for her parents when she was a newborn, and you know, that's pretty cool. And I told her that my sister-in-law had the opportunity to play piano during the program where the Dalai Lama spoke in Portland the previous year or so ago, and she thought that was really cool too. I met another nurse who I talked to quite a bit, who at one point in this long discussion we had said, you know, yeah, I've only been up here a few months. I grew up in Vancouver, Washington. I said, oh yeah? I said, for Vancouver class of 1975. And she said, oh, that's in the Bay class of 1986. So we had that in common. We talked a lot about Vancouver and my desire to go back, and how it seemed that the universe was not in concert with this desire, and I had the fact that I had been struggling over when to acquiesce to the will of the universe, or when to keep fighting to go home. And at the end of our discussion, she said, I gotta go, I got some other patients, but I'm going to tell you, I think you need to go back to the Coug. I said, what? Yeah, go back to the Coug. I said, no. Do people call Vancouver the Coug? She said, oh yeah, everybody calls it the Coug. And I have not been able to confirm or deny, but I have had a feeling for some time that my class, my graduating class, with whom I have my 40-year reunion, graduating 40-year high school reunion with this last summer, drivers, that we had been the first people to ever call Vancouver the Coug, and that I might have been the one that started it. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't been able to confirm or deny. The one person I have checked with that would possibly know was H.D. Waddell, and He said, oh, no, you can confirm or deny that one, but it sounds possible. So that was pretty cool. Okay, I'm gonna call it there, and once again, Chaos and Order, Laptop Bob, Robert, whatever you want to call me. Don't call me late to dinner. Out.